It's quite clear. There's been quite a positive feeling around the whole place. I mean, the team's in good form. You know, you've injected some even more good spirit around the place, and I think that's the most pleasing thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know whether that's. I don't know if that's just who I am. Hopefully, I've injected it externally as well. And there's some things out of our control, but I really just want this buzz and this excitement and this togetherness to roll forward into forthcoming in the game, not only at the Valley but also on the road in some big games as well.
And most new managers like to implement some new things on the training field. We noticed just before you came off the training pitch that we had 11 players wearing full home kit out there. It's not something we haven't seen before. Can you explain?
No, it's just something that when I was working with Sam that he used to do quite a lot. That sometimes we can do so many different drills and functions that are part of training, and it's important that the players understand that training is a process behind the product being the victory on the Saturday. And I like the fact that the players can visually see who they're playing with. They can see the numbers, where they press. We film training, obviously. The team that we played against playing the same colour as the opposition. So it's just creating visuals. Hopefully, listen, the 1% here and there. It just should, but I think they know once they put them on a Thursday, we're now starting to get ourselves ready for the big game on Saturday, and it's the start of many games, hopefully.
Also noticed first thing this morning you were out with the 23s, having a chat with them. Is that something that's going to be quite important to you?
Yeah, it's very important to me. I was just trying to go through some little aspects of set pieces with some of the coaches as well, trying to work out numerical numbers and where we can overload areas, and it was nice to be able to use the young players to do that, to try and get to know some of the first names. Hopefully we've got our 23s play Fulham on Monday at Greenwich, is that right? And then we'll try and get a behind closed doors game for the rest of the players. So hopefully by the end of Tuesday I would have seen obviously Saturday's game, obviously Monday's game, and I would have seen a game on Tuesday. So by then I should have seen most players other than the very young under 18s within the first 10 days we've been here. Names, I'm a long way off knowing all the names, but obviously the one or two that have trained with us this week have really impressed me, and I didn't realise the level of some of the young players that this football club has.
Obviously Milton Keynes on Saturday, the FA Cup, we spoke about it on Monday briefly as well, but first and foremost it's quite an important competition to you, isn't it?
It's massive, yeah. Being to FA Cup finals as a kid, and we've all dressed our windows up. I'm sure the Charlton fans did that at their time when they won this great competition, and that's part of the FA Cup. You almost nail your colours to the mast in some ways when them finals come around, and to be a part of this great competition is something I never take for granted. Something I really am sort of jump into 2-footed in some ways. These opportunities don't always come along, and I really every year get excited by it. I really do, and. The FA still has something very unique and very special that our game really treasures, and hopefully that stays here for a long time to go. I'm not a massive advocate of changing the FA Cup and when the FA Cup should be played. It's our competition, I should say, it's our competition, and being a part of it throws up some unique moments in the history of the industry. And for me, for it to throw up, I was actually sat with my old analyst doing one or two things on the Monday when it got drawn, and I actually said to him, my first words were, "Oh, what a bad draw that is for you." And that's the truth. Actually, you don't really want to be going there. I hope I'm right. I want to. It's a real difficult one for me, and I hope the Charlton fans they'll get to know who I am as a person, not just a manager. And the fans mean so much to me. I dedicated so much of my life to the fans of Milton Keynes, and it's going to be a real unique one for my family as well. We've got some really good friends who are there, and it's just a real strange one to be a part of. That goal at the time, but I'll always have a fraction of my heart nailed to that, and I don't think anybody can really understand that. I don't want to disrespect anybody, but what that shows is hopefully to the fans of Charlton is what I'm willing to do for these fans and how far I'm willing to go, and I'm really looking forward to the next chapter of my life, and hopefully I can build the same relationship that I had at that football club, which is one that I remember forever.
And obviously, come the first whistle though on Saturday, you're going to be ignoring those MK Dons fans to your right, and although you'll get a great reception from them, I'm sure you're going to want to break a few hearts, aren't you, on Saturday?
I've never broke any hearts. I want to win. I want to be in the third round. It's part of our DNA, and we all have great friends within this industry and friends for life friends, and they become enemies for a period of time. And I think MK Dons know who I am, what I am, and they'll know what that game will mean to me, and they'll know it's a lot harder for me in some ways to judge them, if that makes sense, because they think I might want to play a certain way against them, but they can quite quickly change, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Even though I know them all as individuals, it's how they're going to be put together is going to be the difficulty for us. They change the system, they rotate in a different way, and they're things that I'm going to have to trust my players, that we've got a very clear game plan. We've worked from Monday morning through till by the time we finish Friday afternoon, and we've got a very clear game plan of what I expect. It'll take time, and hopefully we get it right.
And obviously, you say there about how you think you might know how they might play, but they can always change. You can never be too certain. But surely the likes of Dean Lewington players who've been there for quite a long time, who you've worked with for years and years, it does give you a bit of an edge, doesn't it? Because you know exactly their mentality and how they work.
Yeah, but I think as managers now, I think we know quite a lot about an awful lot of players, but equally they'll know an awful lot about me. So it's the same, and I'm sure they want to put a performance in to try and beat us, because again they're professionals, but we have to worry about Charlton. They're coming to the Valley. This is the mentality I want around the building. We are a big club, and they are coming to the Valley. That's going to be a fortress. It's going to be somewhere where we're going to kick and scream and do whatever it takes to win. And they'll know when they walk out of this building that they've been in a very, very difficult game. And if anybody's going to take anything from us, they've got to be willing to go to the wire, because we are going to be willing to do that every week for our fans. We won't always get it right, but we're going to push ourselves to the limits. So come in and have a go, but you're going to have to go as far as you've ever gone before, and that's what I want my players to believe in. And like I say, I know we carry the sword on our chest and on our badge, but we have to fight with everything we possibly have, and it starts on Saturday, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And so finally, obviously, it's been 7 days since you were announced as Charlton manager. You must be really itching just to get out on the touchline finally and be in those surroundings.
Yeah. Listen, I've tried so many different fragments. A lot of people listening don't understand. I've been sat in the pub watching the football results to come in. I've been shopping with my family. That was down here somewhere. Been on a golf course, and I've been on holiday. So I've tried so many different things to do on a Saturday to try and change. Not on beach stood on that touchline, nothing at all. And just like my players will understand that nothing playing football will ever come anywhere close to it. But like I say, there's going to be a very determined group of people hopefully starting the game on Saturday.